When it comes to food, there's very little more British than a pie. Every chip shop sells them. You go into a pub, you're more than likely going to find either pork pies just sold cold, ready to eat, or someone in the kitchen making you probably steak and ale, steak and onion, chicken and mushroom, that sort of thing as a pie. Or, you go into the football, there's always a pie van, either on site or within the immediate vicinity. And when it comes to food, there's not much more Italian food than pizza. So what we have here is a interesting amalgamation of the British pie and Italian pizza. I am aware that pizza means pie in Italian, but I'm not going into that argument. So what we have here is pepperoni pizza pie from Pukka. And the reason I'm shooting this video is, as it's pepperoni, it's clearly not vegetarian. My partner's vegetarian, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cook this, eat it, pass judgment, and then try and recreate and possibly improve this as a vegetarian pie. So, quick overview of it. It's from the back. Obviously, I got it on yellow sticker. It's puff pastry with pepperoni slices in a garlic and tomato sauce with mozzarella and cheddar cheese. So, got the cooking instructions. I'll do that in a moment. I have basically all these ingredients. However, the garlic and tomato sauce is a bit vague, so I'm going to play around with that. And yeah, let's jump cut to me eating. So the pie is now done. So I'm about 25 minutes in the oven. For puff pastry, it's a bit tough, but it's like a pie. I always find that's the way with these. So in this rather fetching purple dish, which I might reuse for the pie that I attempt to make. I'm going to use knife and fork. I know the box shows that you should really be using pizza roller, but I think that's just a bit daft. So let's remove it and have a look at what it's like. Okay, so it's a bit, I'd say it's a bit miserly on the filling. There's a lot of space there at the top of the pie, but it is a mass-produced pie, so give that a few seconds to cool before I taste it. And let's have a try and get a bit of everything. Tiny wee bits of pepperoni in there. Okay, so that filling very much reminds me of pizzas that you used to get in school, which were basically just a slab of bread with some tomatoes, puree and cheese on top. Can't really taste the pepperoni. You can taste the tomato, obviously. You can taste the cheese. Bit of onion in there. I don't know if I'd included that myself, but it's not the sort of thing you'd eat at a pub or at a football game. But as a novelty, you know what? It's interesting. So, how can we improve on this? Obviously, more filling. I want mine to go right to the top there. More pepperoni. Obviously, it's going to be vegetarian pepperoni, but if you want to try this yourself, you're welcome to use any sort of pepperoni you wish. Maybe chorizo if I was making it for myself. A bit more cheese. Maybe some more salt and pepper just to give it a little bit of a bit more flavour to it. But yeah, solid effort. I am going to eat it, so it's not going to go to waste. And I'll see you in a few minutes. Well, for me, when I come back with how to make, or how I'm going to make my own vegetarian attempt at this. Okay, I've now finished my pepperoni pizza pie. It was alright. Would I get it again? Probably not. But I'm not going to lie, I genuinely not a fan of Pukka pies. I always find the pastry just to be too dry. I prefer a moist pastry, more like a pasty, not pasty, like a chicken slice sort of pastry in mine. So, there's no real recipe for this. I'm basing it off the ingredients on the back of this box. So, pie dish, or what I'm going to use as a pie dish, to which we're going to use just some reduced fat puff pastry. You can make this stuff yourself, but the effort involved and the price that this stuff is, I personally don't think it's worth it. You can do whatever you want. So for the tomato base, we've got this spicy marinara arrabbiata pasta sauce. It's lacking in both onion and garlic because it's supposed to be for people with sensitive digestive systems. So I will be adding both onion powder and garlic powder into this for more flavour. For our cheese, just got some bog standard reduced fat mozzarella and some light cheddar cheese. And as this is vegetarian, we're going to be using this squeaky bean vegan pepperoni style slices, and basically we'll see how that turns out. So for the puff pastry, it's been out at room temperature now for about 5-10 minutes. Apparently that's what you need to do to it. I assume it makes it just more pliable when you need to actually roll, well, not roll it, but shape it. Just going to unroll it. Oh, it might have been a bit too warm for it today. How much of that do we need? About that much. We'll cut that to size. I may not have enough here, so I might have to go out and get another one. But I will inform you if I do. This is not doing well already, but come on, peel gently, peel away. Getting the last bit rolled out. There we go. Actually get it flattened since it's up. A nice sharp knife. So if we cut slightly larger. Than our pie dish. I apologise if you can hear that. That is our ice cream van. For some reason, his jingle, or his chime, whatever you want to call it, is Hitler has only got one ball. I really want to know the logic behind that. Is it a way to sell those little screwball ones that used to have a gumball at the bottom of the ice cream? I don't know. It could be. So they only have one ball, don't they? Okay, let's get this into the bottom of the pie dish. Yeah, I'm going to have to be creative in my pie making abilities here, more so than just the filling. We'll get that down into the corner. Some thin strips just to go around the edge. Go, and on this side too. Okay. So that's the base of my pie. I'm going to assume that anyone with almost any culinary skill will do better than me with that. So next up, I'm just going to grate the cheddar, drain the mozzarella, cut it into chunks, which I will then mix into the pie base with this arrabbiata. Now, I really didn't think this through, because even as I was looking at getting this mozzarella, right next to it was proper pizza mozzarella, which, if you don't know, is a drier mozzarella. It doesn't come in the brine, and it melts in a way more conducive to pizza. However, they've got this. I'm just going to give it, roughly chop it up. Again, according to the Pukka box, there should be only 11% cheddar, not cheddar, sorry, mozzarella. Nuts to that, I like mozzarella. And if it all doesn't go in the pie, oh well, I guess I'll just have to eat it as is. Call it a caprese salad, caprese, however you pronounce that. Since it is a hot day today, and not really your normal pie weather. But I'm an idiot. I do these things as and when the mood and inspiration strikes me, or things just pop up in the shops. As you saw, that was a yellow sticker item. So I thought, you know what, let's get that before it gets chucked, give it a go and see if we can make it better. Now I know you can tear mozzarella, but just for simplicity's sake in this pie, I'm cube it. Roughly, so cube. Never seen a cube with round corners. Okay, call that done for now. I might cut it up a little bit more, but as it is, it should melt nicely in the oven. As you know, it's hot in there, and mozzarella is a good melty cheese. So as far as preparation of ingredients goes, that's really it. I suppose now what we really need to do is mix together the garlic powder, the onion powder. Oh, I'm wrong. Because it's lovely around here, and went for a nice walk today, I picked some wild garlic just to add. So here's just a few leaves of wild garlic. I should add a few more than that. They've been sat in water for a while. They've been cleaned, but rinsed to remove anything off them. I did find and release a little caterpillar off it earlier. So that little fella's now munching around my garden, which I'm quite happy with. I'm not sure what it was. I didn't get a photo of it, but it's a little caterpillar. He's allowed to live. He's allowed to eat what he wants, or she. So it will grow into either a beautiful butterfly or a beautiful moth. Either way, that's good. Okay, so just give this a good bit of a chop. Wild garlic, despite its smell, doesn't taste as strongly as your standard bulb garlic. That goes even more if you buy garlic not from a UK supermarket, if you're able to get some proper French, Australian, anything basically, other than your standard bulb garlic that you find in the UK, it will have a stronger taste. However, wild garlic smells strong, doesn't taste as strong, so give that a bit of more of a dice. I know my knife technique isn't much, but I'm not a professional chef, far from it. And to be honest, this knife could probably do this sharpening. Sticking to
my hands because it's nice and damp. That's good. Okay. Now I think probably the sensible thing to do for this will be to mix all the ingredients for the filling in a bowl first. So that way we can make sure there's a good distribution of ingredients throughout, which is what I'm going to do now. Into which I'm going to pour at least all of this, well, the remainder of this jar of arrabbiata sauce. Probably put that in the dishwasher. That'll be useful for making jam, well, storing jams, not making jams specifically. Okay, a little bit more arrabbiata to give it a bit of a kick compared to the base sauce that they used, basic tomato sauce they used in that. Some onion powder. Get that in. Garlic powder just a little bit because you don't want to over garlic it, considering we're using wild garlic as well. The cheddar. Mozzarella. At this point it's almost just becoming a cheese pie, but two cheese pie anyway, cheese and tomato. Which is not something you usually see as a pie. I suppose what drove me to the pizza pie in the first place. That'll do, I think. And the sweetie bean pepperoni style slices, I'm just going to give them a bit of a tear because they are stuck together. And finally, just a good bit more garlic, a bit more flavour, a bit of texture. Don't worry, anything that I made will not be going to waste. Just won't necessarily be videoing what I do with it. So as you've watched before, this is just my thermometer spoon. The thermometer's out at the moment because the battery's dead and I haven't replaced it. I'm just going to give that a good mix together. Did I settle on thermometer spoon or spoonometer? Can't remember. I might change it again. Bit of a taste. Yeah. Okay. Into the pastry. Ooh, have I got this spot on? I think I might have done. Not bad for just eyeballing it, if I don't say so myself. Let's have a little bit more cheese on top though, and a bit more of the pepperoni style slices. It is looking to me just a little bit too... Oh, sorry. Not going to mix these bits in. Now it looks even more like a pizza, and then I'm going to hide its glory beneath a top layer of pastry. After which, I think I'll put this in the fridge, let it set, and then when it goes into the oven, 15 minutes max, I think. And we'll see how it comes out. Let's get this bit of pastry. Come on. Up you come. Up you come. Come on. There we go. Just lay that over the top. Crimp it in so it touches itself on the... Not like that. So it's connected to the pastry on the inside of the dish. And on the edges, just do like just a little bit of a roll. So it just looks a bit fancier than it is, and I don't end up with a tiny bit of pastry that I have no use for. So there we go. Hopefully, actually, put a few scores in it just so steam can escape. And since I've got this tiny little bit of cheddar left, get even more. I say even more pizza. Cheddar shouldn't feature in pizza really. And there we have it. So off into the fridge this goes, and we'll cook it soon and have a taste.
So, due to operational difficulties, we'll call it, it's been a little bit longer than 15 minutes in the fridge. It's been left overnight as the computer that I can record these videos to ran out of space midway through the last video. You may notice a very well hidden jump cut in there. However, we've now cooked it. It was 15 minutes in the oven at 180 degrees. The pastry's puffed up quite nicely there, not so much down there. But we're not necessarily here to critique the presentation. It's all about the taste, isn't it? I'll probably take just a quarter, so it looks like more than enough. Just around the edge. I realised way too late that I probably should have buttered or greased the side in some sort of way. But since it's a glass dish, it shouldn't matter too much, I hope. Emphasis on I hope. Let's sort of fall apart, doesn't matter. This cheese is a hell of a lot more stringy than that last one that Pukka made. I don't think there's any way to plate this elegantly, so I won't. Aesthetics compared to the original. Obviously, the original's been through a development kitchen and is an individual pie. This is a pie for, I'd say on that size, 4 people. So you're going to end up with slices unless you want to use individual pie tins, in which case it could work very well. So let's have get a bit of everything in there. This one has a lot more flavour. That's all I'm going to say. I prefer this one due to having more flavour in it. And obviously, if you're making your own, nothing to stop you putting whatever you want in it. It's a pie at the end of the day. As long as it's pastry filled with summit. I'm not including shepherd's pies or things like that in this. It's a pie. So you know what? I'd give that a go if I were you. So obviously, making this from a partner since she's vegetarian. Doesn't particularly like being included on the videos, so I will put her comments at the bottom of the video somewhere here or all over it if she's got a War and Peace to say. So yeah, for the effort that took, i.e. none, yeah, it's definitely worth trying. So, any comments? What would you fill a pizza pie with? are Americans right in calling a pizza pie? I don't think so. But at the start of the video, I said I'm not getting into that argument, but it's too late now. I've done it. So yeah, I'll see you next time.